IVM.
Welcome to another week on IVM Podcast. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This week on Cyrus Says, Cyrus talks to restaurateurs Pankaj Shah, Abhishek Hunawar, and Sumit Gambhir of Neighborhood Hospitality. They talk about their past and they talk about their future. They talk a lot more about their future in a new show that we got launching called The Kulaba Cartel. Please make sure that you check that out as well. In a 2-episode special on the Pragati Podcast, Pavin and Hamsini are joined by author and legal expert Rahul Mathan to discuss the Sri Krishna Report and India's tryst with the concept of privacy. On Shunyavaan this week, we have Vishal Gondal from the Vishal Gondal Show. He takes us through his journey on Goki. And just a quick shout out to all of our listeners. Along with the Kulaba Cartel, we have a whole host of other shows launching this month. So stay tuned to the IVM Podcast app and make sure that you follow all of our new shows as well.
Hi,
You're
listening to IVM
Daily.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of IVM Daily, a show where we talk about anything and everything, when I'm on it at least. Today in the studio, we have me, Gaurav. Did I say my name? I don't even know. Hi. Abbas.
Hi.
I like how you were looking at me when you said Abbas.
And by that voice, you know it is Jaanam.
Hi.
Yeah. So all three of us in the studio over here, we are all huge fans of food. Yeah.
Yes.
And obviously, ghar ka khana is ghar ka khana, but from time to time, we like to go out, try something new. And other than trying just new food, we also like to try new types of dining experiences. Right. So that's why today we're going to be talking about all the different types of dining experiences we have had and just share some of that with you. So Jaanam came up with this topic. So Jaanam, tell us one of the weirdest dining experiences you've had.
I don't have a weird one.
Okay.
But
The best?
I have had very different, very contrasting dining experiences. Like I remember this one time, if any of you have heard of Maruti Pav Bhaji in Vile Parle. Yeah. He's so famous and he makes very different pav bhaji.
Like what?
Like he uses this Maharashtrian masala called ghoda masala, which is like black in color, which is what gives the color to the bhaji.
I don't want to know why it's called ghoda masala, but yeah.
It's apparently it's a Maharashtrian masala, like how we have chaat masala and whatever.
Right.
This is called ghoda masala. So this guy uses that masala in his bhaji, and he serves it like he only opens his stall at a particular time in the evening, and he lays out this table on the road.
Okay.
And they just put these chairs and they serve you on the table. So you're literally eating pav bhaji with friends, family, whatever, on the road, and it's quite an experience.
Okay.
And yeah, this is not something you can do in the rains, obviously, but probably go to him in the summer or winter or whatever when it's not raining. And
Cool.
so that's one kind of an experience I've had. The other one is, I've had lunch with friends at Yaocha and restaurants like those, which I don't remember the names of. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting there because every time when you're at a place like this, when we were there, suddenly like, okay, this was weird, but I was with 3 of my school friends and the 4 of us are talking about stuff like we do on this podcast. And one of the things we're talking about is Arnab Goswami for some reason.
Nice.
Wow, okay.
And 5 minutes later, Arnab Goswami walks into that restaurant with his family and he's seated like on a table. There's one table left, and then after that he's sitting, and we're just like, wow, we're just talking about him.
Yeah, I have so many questions. So how is Arnab Goswami with his family? How long back was this?
This was in November.
Oh, so not very long back. So was he like calm and composed, or was he as maniacal and stupid as he's on TV?
We were expecting him to be maniacal and all of that.
This is not the dish I ordered. Do you remember what I ordered? No. How can you call yourself a waiter then? How long have you been working here? This is not how it's done.
Yeah.
The nation wants to know.
Where does the ghoda masala come from?
Yeah, but no, man, he was none of that.
I want it from the horse's mouth. Tell me now.
We just took a detour from Jaanam's food experience.
Yeah.
It's all right. That's what this show's about.
So yeah, that's a fantastic story. You know what I want to know? What actually, other than the food, makes up a good dining experience?
Right. So I get it that we have fancy restaurants and 5-star hotels, and sure, they have amazing ambience and music and all of that. But what I really love is, as I'm from Mumbai, I love eating on the streets, right? Now, when I say streets, I mean like the Muhammad Ali Road wala. There's this place called Bori Mohalla, right opposite it. There's lanes full of street food.
Right. You don't mean eating from the street, like picking it up from the floor.
No, as much as I...
No, the reason...
As much as you don't follow the 5 second
there is a
rule.
backstory to this, guys. A couple of days ago, food fell on the floor and I instantly picked it up and ate it, like as you do.
No, you don't. It's on the floor.
Apparently, according to Gaurav, it's like, how can you do that? And I'm like, dude, come on.
I've had worse things in my mouth.
I didn't say that, but...
Apparently Jaanam has.
Yeah.
I speak on behalf of Abbas.
Sure,
no, but I like eating, like, they have like bare essentials. There's a wooden bench. There's a big tawa where things are being fried, and there are plenty of people sitting and talking. Or let's say bade miya on a given weeknight.
Oh yeah,
right?
yum.
There's just a lot of conversation happening. The sizzling voice in the tawa is going on. The cars are passing by, and there's something very
poetic.
Not even poetic. Something very like uniquely poetic.
Like
where
you're in some kind of novel. You're some kind of book or
kind of, yeah,
some movie scene.
The essential, like the city is still buzzing, it's still going on, and in the middle of all that, you're here having this amazing meal right in the middle of the road, and it's just a wonderful experience. So, I mean, 5-star hotels are great, cuisines are great, but to feel that atmosphere with so many things happening, it adds to the flavor of the spices
that's
and
definitely
flavor of
a new take
food.
on dining experience. I mean, I think it's a great, fantastic, it's a unique take.
Yeah.
And for me, at least, a dining experience, the first thing that makes a good dining experience is who you're eating with. Forget the place, forget the food. Who are you with? Are you with your loved ones? What's the mood like? But what makes a dining experience unforgettable is if there's something unique about that. If you can get a story out of that place, or if the place has a story, it doesn't have to be super fancy. It doesn't have to, like have great ambience, but maybe a special dish, interesting waiter character.
Right.
A simple waiter can make your dining experience amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or
true.
break it.
Or break it. Yeah, definitely. But we're trying to talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
This is a good place.
Right.
Yeah. So on that note, we're just going to take a short break, and we'll be right back talking more about food and eating. And you know what? I'm just going to take a quick bite in this break too. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Look! Up in the internet! It's a meme! No! It's a cat video! No! It's the Geek Fruit Podcast!
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, the Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.
And we're back, fully satisfied with food. Let's just make it clear.
Yeah, we didn't put any weird things in our mouth.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, what makes a dining experience so amazing is like the people and something unique. So, I'll share one experience. Okay, fine. This is a bit
Personal?
No. This is a bit kind of totally opposite of what I said.
Okay.
Kind of. But okay, I went to a super fancy restaurant.
Right.
Okay, I went to I never go to these kind of restaurants. My dad was like having a midlife crisis or something. He's like, you know what? I'm going to die soon and all my money is going to be left with you guys to spend? Hell no. We're going to be spending it now, yo. So, this was, I had gone to Singapore to visit my family. And we went to this place called Andre's. So unfortunately, that restaurant has been shut down. But this French restaurant, which has a philosophy called Octa philosophy. Okay. So they don't have a menu.
Okay.
Yeah, you make reservations.
Right.
You tell them your dietary preferences, like if you're vegetarian or you don't eat beef, things like that. And based on that, they will make you an 8-course meal for you. Yeah?
Customized.
I mean, for example, on my table, my mother is vegetarian, right? My brother and my father eat about the same things, and I eat beef and pork and everything also because I'm an animal. Okay, I'm an animal. So I eat everything. So for me, they were doing the generic stuff, I guess. My mother got a whole different thing because she's vegetarian. And a lot of things were substituted and changed for my father and brother. So in the 8 philosophies, the philosophies are unique. So the first course is unique. Second is pure. Third is something to do with texture. Fourth is memory. So this is Andre's memory as a child, something, that brings back a memory to do that. Next one is salt. The other one is south, and artisan and terrier. So
wait, are we still talking about food?
yeah, exactly. It sounds very, very gimmicky and what do you call
pretentious.
Pretentious is the right word. Yeah, it sounds very, very pretentious. But I mean, that's what it was. It was a dining experience. It's not a place I will go and eat food again and again and again. It's it was good. The food was great, and the servers were very, very. It's a high class restaurant. Then you gotta have great servers also. But so that was really amazing food, and the reason that what made it special was the thing that they're making food based on a philosophy and not a menu,
right?
Which is very different. What are some of the restaurants in Mumbai that you can share with our listeners to definitely check out for a good experience?
Well, I have eaten quite a few times at Lakeview Cafe in Renaissance Powai. And as the name suggests, it faces the Powai Lake, and it's quite a fancy place. The food is really good. I recommend when they do the lunch buffets, go for those, because then you can hog like there's no tomorrow. And
yes, speaking of buffets, the Marriott also has a great buffet, especially Sunday brunches. They have a chart corner and everything also.
Right.
It's so funny. When you go to a buffet in a 5-star restaurant and you end up eating street food, paying a bomb.
Exactly. So have you done this? I mean, and this is for both of you, whenever your wallet has a good amount of money, I think we as Indians, we love to go to an expensive restaurant and have expensive dishes just to make fun of them. I can get a better food in my house or at the stall near my house. No, just me.
I don't do that. My mom does that. My mom is very fond of.
What is this wallet full?
So remember,
what is this wallet full? I've never heard of this concept.
Oh well. Yeah. No, but you remember, Gaurav, you, me, and Nikhil went for this thing, this really fancy place after the Shunya One event that happened. And we had a 10-course special thing.
Yeah.
And they were serving things on pebbles and wooden, not even utensils, I don't know what to call them. And all the time me, Nikhil and Gaurav were just looking at each other and laughing. I'm like, I don't care how the food is, but we're laughing at the fact
how pretentious
it is, yes.
Yeah. How much of a bomb you're paying for tastes which are very, very...
minimal.
Yeah, which you can find anywhere on the road also.
I mean, they
deconstructed samosa.
Dude, the deconstructed samosa was essentially a strip of the samosa ka patti with 3 potatoes on it. And that was a deconstructed samosa.
Deconstructed.
How unsatisfying, man.
I know, right?
Well, towards the end, they did serve a gravy and rice, and we all were like, finally, food. Yeah.
So, what about you, Jaanam?
Thanks. Thanks for asking. So, some of the, I already mentioned Yaocha. I've been there twice with my friends only, and I really like that turnip cake.
Okay.
And turnip is something people wouldn't really eat wouldn't really... It's not a delicacy. It's not considered one. But trust me, when you go here, it is. It's the best. One of the best things on their menu. Then right next to Yaocha is Chin Chin, which I've been there once. It's quite good. Not as good as Yaocha, but good. China Garden is best for Chinese in my experience.
My God, we asked her for one and she's going on with the list.
Also, I would like to say Woodside Inn. I've been to the one in Oshiwara. That's pretty good, and I was really intrigued by the music they were playing. And I'd gone there.
I love the food at Woodside Inn.
Yeah, food is excellent, but the music really caught my attention more than the food that time.
It's food is okay, but the music.
That's what a dining experience. For John.
That's part of it. Yeah.
And then I think this is a good time to talk about the Kolaba Cartel, which comprises of the founders of Woodside Inn and The Table.
Ah, yeah.
So on one of the episodes I was sitting on, they spoke about the music element of Woodside Inn. And Sumit Gambhir, he's one of the co-founders of Woodside Inn. He spoke about how he's in charge of the music and how they've taken music from their iPads of 90s and alt rock and,
That
Right.
era.
Yeah, that era, and just playing stuff, and it's quite nostalgic when you go there. So yeah.
Awesome. I mean, so this podcast is out already.
Yes, it's out. You can check it out on the IVM Podcasts app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
We'll definitely put a link in our description
Yeah.
too for you guys to
And
check out.
that amazing sexy voice in the intro, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jaanam, what's the name of the new restaurant that they're opening?
It's called Miss T.
Miss T. Okay.
Yeah, it's like MISS space the letter T, and it's in Colaba, hence the Colaba cartel.
Ah, you know what? I think all three of us should go to this restaurant once and talk and have a dining experience over there.
And do a daily episode from
and
there.
do a daily, no, not from there, but we'll definitely do a daily episode on that particular dining experience.
Sure.
For me, okay, what should I recommend? Okay, so the kind of places I like to eat at is where they have something different. So one place, especially for vegetarians, is this place in Lower Parel called Spice Club, which is, I think, pretty popular now.
Spice Club.
Yeah, it's with a
Okay.
K. Spice Club with a K.
Oh,
You know?
nice.
Spice Club.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
Sounds
place,
entirely different from when it's spelled with a C.
I know, right? Like when it's with the C, it's Spice Club,
Yeah.
and with a K, it's Spice Club.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
know?
God.
Yeah. This is what you learn when you're in the audio business, man. This is C and K. Okay, sorry.
Calvin Klein.
Anyways,
So yeah, what's special about this place?
so like they have interesting things like a vada pav fondue. That sounds pretty cool. You know.
You mean cheese in it? Cheese fondue? What is
Sorry,
a vada pav?
deconstructed vada pav, I think.
Oh my God.
Why is everything you all eat deconstructed?
Because we are too lazy to do it in our stomach, so we're like deconstruct karke hi de do bhai. But I mean, Spice Club, it's not as expensive as other restaurants. It's not a pretentious place.
Hey, a vada pav fondue sounds pretty damn pretentious.
No, but then the prices aren't.
Okay.
You know,
I'm betting it's regular vada pav still cheaper than a
definitely.
fondue vada pav.
You mean it's not
at-
like $400? It's probably
Oh, wait.
200.
No.
Then it is
No, I mean,
expensive.
it's not like 800.
Okay, it's
okay.
400.
I don't know how much it is, but like,
So, guys, if you want to eat a 400 rupee vada pav, you know where to go.
guys, come on, no, like
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
I mean, it's reasonably priced for an experience.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, when we go to these kind of places, what they're offering more than food is the experience, guys. You know, like you can't go there and expect to pay for the ingredients on a plate. You know, you have
Unless
to.
it's ghoda masala.
Yeah. But like you can't go there and expect to just pay for the ingredients on the plate. And you have to pay for the ambience, the service, the amount of work they have put in. And, you know, to learn more about that work, check out Colaba Cartel, you know? Yeah.
It's quite an interesting podcast, actually. And I mean, you get
You say it in a way like other podcasts are not interesting.
No, but
it's
this-
actually an interesting podcast.
It is. No, as in they talk.
She's comparing it with
They-
this one.
Yeah, so in contrast to this,
Yeah.
over there
Yeah.
they talk about the business of food, but it's super interesting because, you know, when we are dining at a restaurant, we don't think about these things when the meal is on our plate and we're eating it. There's so many things that don't cross our minds about what's gone into just preparing that one meal and just constructing that restaurant. So do check it out. It's pretty amazing.
You know, on that note, I think Jaanam has lost interest in our own episode. So I think we'll end our episode right here. Tell us a little bit about your dining experiences, guys. We'd love to hear from you. Please tell us some great places to visit, and we shall. You can get to us on all social media platforms. Our handle is at IVM Podcasts, and you can use the hashtag IVM Daily. You can connect with me personally on Instagram. I am Aya_G. Jaanam?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Jaanam Devan.
And Abbas.
And you can find me on Twitter at Abbas Momin.
All right, then. Until next time, guys, happy eating and happy listening. Bye.
Happy
Bye.
burping. Bye.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that the insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IVM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.